Hey there, you having a good day? Well, fuck you, because everyone on this subreddit isn't. And you know why they're not having a good day? Because they read or saw something that had a dog in it. Today I'd like to cosplay as those hands that drag you down to hell, but I'd like to drag you to a place that's even more joyless than hell. It's a subreddit dedicated to this crazy hate of dogs. Just the fact that dogs exist bother these people to their very core and ruin their day. God forbid if they see like a Facebook post with a dog in it, or if they hear a dog bark, they go like a fucking full Winter Soldier episode and leave like a 9 paragraph post on this subreddit complaining about it and how dogs should be euthanized out of the world or some shit. It's crazy. I'm not going to say the subreddit's name because I don't want them harassed or anything. Plus, I'd like to preserve it as this nice little specimen for the lunacy to check in on. I don't want it contaminated and polluted, so please, if anyone finds it, don't go out of your way to ruin it. But there's this whole subreddit dedicated for people to go in there and just vent about how much they hate the fact that dogs exist and tell their stories of when they encountered dogs and how they wanted to kill them or stuff like that, or why dogs shouldn't exist, etc. It is so sad. So unbelievably sad. Now, this also exists for cats, but today I want to focus on the dog one because they're a lot more hateful for some reason. Now, just in case one of these people from the subreddit is watching this video, I'm going to go ahead and call in one of my dogs. That just the sight of a dog makes these people just fucking melt. It's like taking sunlight to a vampire, like rubbing garlic in their face. Kata, come here. Kata. Good girl. What a good girl. Yes. All right. Now, please, come on, hop up. Join me as we take a look at the most unhappy subreddit on all of Reddit. Good girl. I'd like to start with the most reasonable of everything on the subreddit. So this is, I downvote anything with a dog in it. They go on to explain they're tired of seeing dog content. You know, there's nothing wrong with not liking dogs. You don't have to fucking love dogs or animals in general for that matter. But to go out of your way to make a whole subreddit and multiple posts talking about how much you actively hate dogs and the fact that dogs exist, that's pretty insane. Like that's pretty wild shit. To just be so bothered by the fact that dogs exist in the world is such a weird thing to harp on. Like what's next? Are you going to be outraged at the fact that you can't see air with your own two eyes? Just fucking weird. But anyway, like with everything on the internet, the comments is where shit really pops off, so I'll read a couple. Same. I downvote anything with a dog in it, including memes. I'm on several food Reddits, and at least 3 to 5 times a day I see a picture of someone's food and a dog in the picture, and they mention the doggo. The dogs are usually looking ultra pathetic in the pictures and begging for the food in said picture. It's also pandering for upvotes / awards to have the dog in the picture because doggos are so trendy right now. I mean, I don't care. If there's even remotely a dog in it, I downvote it, and I'm not sorry about it. Yeah, this comment really reads like someone who doesn't care. Sorry, not sorry, just hate dogs. It calls them ultra pathetic. Like, what a weird thing to attribute to an animal. Oh, yeah, I was driving around and I saw this fucking pathetic looking dog. Can't even do a bicep curl. Probably has a negative KD in Fortnite. It was so sad, so I just fucking spit at it. Like, it's not nearly as good as a human. Dogs can't do what humans do. How fucking sad and pathetic are dogs, am I right, humans? This person's whole identity revolves around their unique trait of hating dogs to an absurd degree. The fact they can't see a dog in a picture with food without getting irrationally angry about it. Like the other commenter said, what if it's just a dog's ear accidentally? And then someone replies, well, if it's a food subreddit, then they shouldn't have a dog so close to their food. Ew. Oh, ew, how yucky, there's a dog in the kitchen. Meanwhile, this guy probably doesn't even wash his hands after taking a shit. Probably doesn't even wipe his own ass either. Like, these are probably the filthiest people on this subreddit, and yet they put all of that on dogs. It's like they're projecting all of their insecurities on dogs. So fucking goofy. Sometime I sort by new, just so I can downvote any dog posts. I hope to catch them before they start trending. That's a great idea. Also, by the way, that is the same person who said dogs shouldn't be anywhere around food, like in the same fucking city as food. Now that's just asshole behavior, like Jesus, let people have their fun. Someone says, you know what, that's a little too far. But luckily they have a reasonable response, very level-headed. You want to know what is asshole behavior? Having a big dog in an apartment, letting a dog bark all day while you are at work, thinking a dog's life is more valuable than a human's. Okay, calm down here, big shot. Where did you get any of that from the post, which just says I downvote dog posts? Where did all that come from? This is like an onion where you have to peel apart the layers to really figure this shit out. It's so unrelated. You know, it's like getting in an argument with me or like, Charlie, you're really bad at basketball. And then I turn around and be like, you know what's really bad? The fact that my dad doesn't think I'm successful and laughs at me because I'm short. Like, where's that coming from, Charlie? That's not what we were talking about. In this post, this person was just saying this is kind of asshole behavior to be doing what you're doing, downvoting new posts just because you don't like dogs. And then they turn around and go off on a completely unrelated tangent about valuing dogs' lives more than humans. I do too, referring to downvoting dog posts. Lately there have been a Louis Vuitton ad with an ugly-ass dog in a handbag. I couldn't be more disgusted. Why are luxury brands associating themselves with one of the filthiest animals in the world? That's a pretty big leap, calling dogs the filthiest animals in the world. There's animals that literally live in shit. And humans aren't that clean either. In fact, I would argue humans are dirtier than most animals. Like, you can catch all kinds of diseases from other humans that you can't from animals. I mean, like, you could definitely make the argument humans are actually far grosser. The guy who commented this is probably 15 days without a shower by now. There's plenty of arguments that you could make that make dogs not the filthiest animal in the world. In fact, I don't think at any point you could even make the argument they are. Like, this is just a really delusional post. Making my boyfriend and his dog move out. So this is a lot to digest here. Chapter 1 is spent introducing the characters and setting the scene. This lady has just closed on her dream home and her boyfriend is moving in and he has a dog. Chapter 2, we're introduced to the main villain of this anime arc, who also happens to be the protagonist. So this is her talking about the dog. But I hate him, he smells, he's neurotic, he's super weird about nail trim, so I'm constantly hearing the tap, 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 tap of dog claws on my floor. I just hate it. Because of his claws, the Trex deck I have currently is totally scratched to all hell. Thankfully, the buyer has a dog, so she didn't mind, and it didn't cost me anything. He's made pee rings all over the lawn, and I don't feel like I can walk barefoot out there anymore. My house smells like dog despite weekly baths, and he's of course scared of water, so bath time is mostly a war we must wage. I finally told my boyfriend today I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can live with a dog, especially in my new house. This lady is about to throw away a relationship because she just doesn't like dogs. I knew I didn't want to, but it felt very good to say it. It sucks because my boyfriend said he won't let the dog go. That's fine. I'll live in a $500,000 home by myself, and he can rent an effing apartment. That means fucking apartment. She's venting. She's getting very angry, She's making a stand. Fuck dogs, and he can live on the goddamn street and get pissed on by homeless people with his dog. I don't care. I'm better alone. I don't know about the status of our relationship. I'm going to tell you it's probably over. He probably saw this psycho side of you. It's honestly been rocky for a bit, but I think it's mostly due to his dog being a constant source of friction. I'm not scared of being single though, so if that ends up being the best for me, I'll do it. I'm just glad I found this sub because sometimes it feels so isolating not liking dogs. Thanks for reading. Felt good to write it out. Well, this basket of sunshine here seems pretty rational. There's not liking dogs, and then there's this, throwing away your entire relationship and future plans because of not liking a dog. That's very different. You see, in a relationship, I don't know how many you've been in or if you even know how they work, but not both people are the same person, so they're going to have different likes and dislikes. That's totally normal and natural. There's compromises that you two make together with communication instead of some kind of crazy ultimatum outrage where it was either me or the dog. Get the fuck out of here because I hate dogs. That dog's claws tap on the floor and it makes me fucking mad. Get the fuck out of here. Like, that's a different level. That's not disliking dogs, that's you being crazy. That's you having an irrational hatred of an animal. I can finally shout it from the rooftops. I am finally dog-free! After 4 years of piss, shit, dirt, filth, grime, dog hair, foul odor, fights with my spouse. Probably not the dog's fault, you're probably just a really shitty significant other if I had to guess, especially with this kind of weird post. Annoyance, rage, resentment, hate, disgust. And holding my tongue more than I ever thought humanly possible, I can finally announce my family and I are dog-free! Fuck that piece of shit. I am so done with her. She's gone and she's never coming back. I've been singing and dancing all day. I've already started cleaning and scrubbing her from my life. It's a long process to clean every last piece of shit that has her filth on it, but I started already, and it's so therapeutic. Tomorrow, I'm going to bleach the whole balcony. I'm so excited. I'm going to vacuum the house about 10 times and then steam clean it another 2 to 3 times. I'm running the pet dishes through the dishwasher 2 to 3 times. We still have a cat that uses the pet dishes. I've already thrown her kennel out to the dumpster. I just want to scrub every last memory of this shit beast out of my life, and it feels so good to do it. She has caused me nothing but grief every day for the last 4 years. I hate her. I hate her so much. I'm so fucking done with her. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. I guarantee this person's significant other also made a Reddit post this day saying, I can finally shout it from the rooftops. I am finally free from my crazy fucking significant other, this wacko, this maniac. What a post. And I like that they also admit they still have a cat. Cats literally have a litter box inside of your house full of shit and piss and filth. That is an actual cauldron of filth in your house. At least if you train a dog properly, they will go to the bathroom outside, which is out of your house, which means out of your immediate vicinity. You have all kinds of fucking cat shit particles floating around. I like cats not as much as dogs, but cats have a fucking litter box in your house, so if you're going by just like pure, poop and shit in the house, cats literally do it inside. Dogs do it outside when they're trained. This is probably just the worst dog owner of all time. Judging by this post, I think that can be said with a high level of certainty, just not very competent when it comes to animals. Or relationships, for that matter, since apparently this dog drove a wedge in their actual fucking relationship somehow. I hate seeing dogs on cat-dominated subs. Your shit breed isn't cute. It's always titled, Are Dogs Welcome? And the images of an ugly ass sniffer barely doing whatever the sub is for. The comments are idiots simping like, oh yes, haha, love your pupper, I would let it shit on my front yard, ahaha. I wish these subs would ban dog photos. I'm there to see cute cats, not dogs. If I wanted to see a fucking dog, I would go to drooling wastes of oxygen or some shit. Fuck your stupid dogs, Kimberly. I want to see legitimately cute things on my screen. Yeah, I'd let a cat shit in my house, haha. Like, this is such a dumb argument. Dogs shit outside, cats shit inside. Like, you like cats, but you point out that dogs shit in the front yard. Your cat is literally shitting where you sleep. Again, I like cats, but these arguments are absolutely ridiculous. You're a fucking idiot. Not liking dogs is one thing. Not liking dogs on a cat sub, totally reasonable. But to take it to an extreme, it makes no sense. There's so much on this subreddit. I only shared with you the top posts of the last year because I don't want to get too deep into it. So I just wanted to share the top posts recently for the year. It's crazy. All of them also play this victim card where it's like, we're crucified for not liking dogs. People just can't accept that some people just don't like dogs. No, you fucking lunatic. No one is mad at you for not liking dogs. It's taking it to this crazy extreme where you make it your whole personality trait or the deciding factor in a relationship. That's to an absurd level. It's just so extreme and ridiculous. There was a post on there about this lady who in her Tinder bio changed it to I fucking hate dogs and went into detail about not liking dogs, and she was saying how she doesn't get matches anymore or something like that. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's dogs. It's the fact that you have this crazy hatred for something that you're just so willing to just wear on your sleeve. Like, change that whole thing. Instead of it being like, I fucking hate dogs, change it to something, I fucking hate Pepsi. If you wrote a paragraph about how much you fucking hate Pepsi, people would still look at you the same way and think you're weird. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's dogs. It's the fact with how hard you go in this hatred for it. Like, it's so weird. That's why people often look at you as like a circus act or like something goofy to read and be surprised about. To hate an animal to this level. There's plenty of things to not like about dogs. Sure, some dogs are aggressive. Maybe you had a bad experience with a dog. People have died from dog maulings. Yeah, that's absolutely happened. It's happened with cats as well, which not all, but a lot of them on this subreddit seem to like cats, but it's also happened with cats too. Like, it happens. So there is things to not like about it. So no one really blames you if you're not a huge fan after having an experience or reading something that scared you. But to have this level of fixation on your hatred for an animal is crazy. There's a lot of posts in here where they celebrate when they get dogs taken away from their owners or get their neighbors kicked out for having dogs in a neighborhood. There's a lot of posts about that. Now, some of them actually were pretty decent. Like, there were owners of a dog that weren't treating the dog well, and they got the dog separated from the owner, so maybe the dog can find a better home. Those are fine. But then there's other posts cheering them on, like, my neighbor's dog barks a lot, so I called the police on him hoping that the dog would get shot by the police. Like, that's the craziness that people look at you and raise an eyebrow at. It's not the fact that you're not a huge fan of dogs. It's to have everything about you be hating dogs is weird. And that's why people find you to be this interesting specimen to read about on Reddit. So yeah, anyway, that's about it. See ya.